How's we today? Is we good? Is we good? Nice to have you back. You didn't even bring us like a shellfish, no? I love you too. Okay, suggestibility. Anybody suffer from suggestibility? Yeah. All of us. Okay. Who lays the boundaries in our lives? Good question. You, right? You decide what's right and wrong. Jeffrey Dahmer, who eats, stalks people, kills them and eats them, cuts them up and has a munch. He's laid his boundaries somewhere, isn't it? His boundary is that he's doing society a great service because he's killing prostitutes who are luring married men. You see, he's got a skewed boundary, but he's drawn a boundary in his life, isn't it? So you lay the boundaries, isn't it? Whatever influences you, it might be society, it might be people, it might be literature, whatever, movies, whatever. All these things are influences. But you're in control of what you allow in. And you're in control of pondering and setting a boundary in your life. Am I right? Whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, you lay the boundaries for your own life. Right or wrong? So, when you lay a wrong boundary and you get a bad consequence, who's at fault? We have never been taught to go and take the areas of our life, think about it, lay the boundary that is best for me in that area, in all areas of our lives. No one has ever taught us to do that, is it? They taught you trigonometry. Fantastic. Now you can become a trigonometrist. You see, they'll teach you a lot of stuff that you're never going to use. Isn't it? But they don't teach you life skills. This is a problem. For me, this is a problem. For me, you don't have to be a drug addict to benefit from this curriculum that we've got here. I think it's good for life skills. Just get your mind going and start thinking about who you are, what you want, and where you lay your boundaries. Who's going to make you happy? You. Only you, isn't it? Nobody else is going to make you happy. So you need to decide what is going to make you happy. You know, what are your abilities? What are what do you want to achieve with your life? What would make you happy? And then strive to achieve that. Because you're going to get some smooth talkers coming. Isn't it? Or been there, done that, eh? Ooh, you're an angel who fell out of heaven. Ooh, you're honey. And as soon as they've eaten the honey, they're gone. Right? It's suggestibility. They suggest that they're going to they portray that they're going to give you something that is false. Because they're actually after something. You see what I'm saying? And so because you're lonely, or whatever the case might be, he's handsome or whatever, yeah, you really want to achieve something, you think this is the answer, and he isn't. It's a false portrayal. So you've got to set a boundary. The boundary is, you're not going to get into my pants until I've known you for a year. That's a boundary, isn't it? Sure. And if you're still around and loving me after a year, then I know you are after something more than just a honeypot. I'm putting it very crudely here. But I mean, we're all adults, isn't it? And we've all been there and done that, haven't we? I think every single one of us has had pieces of our heart broken by what we thought was the right person, partner. And they've broken our hearts in whichever way. We've all been there, done that. It's because we've never set a boundary. Isn't it? We've never set a boundary in that area. And for every boundary, well, every area that you don't set a boundary in, if there's no boundary there, If there's no boundary here between Lesotho and us, they can come across and do what they want on our farm, and I can go across and do what I want on their land. Because there's no boundary being set. You see what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing that happens in your life. And if you have no boundary, you're susceptible to suggestibility. From a guy can come and convince you because you haven't set a line in the sand. When there's a line in the sand and a guy tries to come and convince you, or a lady comes to try and convince you otherwise, but you've got your line set there, then it's not so easy, is it? But when there's no line, the line is blurred, it's much easier for the person to convince you to do something wrong. Because we lie to ourselves, isn't it? I know I need to diet. Right? So I diet from Monday to Friday and then I go to Spur. I come with that trolley with all the little cookies and what's it looks so pretty on it. And I'm like, woo! That would be nice, right? And then I'll start lying to myself if I don't have a boundary. I'll start lying to myself, yes, I've been good the whole week. I've gymmed Monday and Wednesday. I can have a little cupcake. There's no better liar to yourself than you, isn't it? If you don't have a boundary set. It's much more difficult when I've got the boundary set that no, I'm not going to have anything sweet for this month. I'm using a silly example now. Whereas if I haven't got a boundary set, I've just vaguely, I'm going to gym and I mustn't eat sweets. I'll convince myself quite easy. I don't even need Greg to come tune me. Isn't it? You see what I'm saying? You have to have set a boundary in your life. If you look at Habakkuk, that's only 4:1. Where do we get our boundaries from? This is the question. This is the question. Do you know the constitutions have been written based on the Bible? You know where safety lies? If everybody here in this room agrees that the Bible is the standard, yes? Then we all set our boundaries according to the Bible. We'll all have peace, won't we? Because we all know where the boundary is set. Not so? We'll all have peace with that. When somebody steps out of line, I'll say, hey, you're out of line. And immediately he'll say, you're right. Because we've all agreed on the boundary. So where does peace and striving come from? People have set different boundaries. So my boundary is not your boundary. And there's where the problem comes. Jeffrey Dahmer's boundary is way out of whack, but in his head, it's his boundary, and it's right. He's justified it in his mind. See what I'm saying? I'm using a very obscure example now. But what I'm trying to say is that there would be peace here if we all had the same boundary. Because I would admit immediately, yes, I've overstepped the boundaries. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'll take my consequence, whatever it might be. Right? Isn't it? So the rules and regulations of Jericho, if we all agreed on them, we'd have a lot more peace here. Because we'd all abide by them. And when we overstep them, we'd immediately admit our wrongdoing and take the punishment for it. There wouldn't be a problem. Isn't that right? The problem is that the world has taken away the boundary book and set their own boundaries. And therein lies the issue. Right? Makes sense, doesn't it? So whose boundaries are we going to abide by? This is the question. Are we going to abide by God's boundaries or not? Because if you want peace in your heart, then you're going to have to abide by God's boundaries, not ours. It's as simple as that, isn't it? What are you doing? It's fascinating. All right, we're all at Habakkuk. Habakkuk, I don't know where they got these names. Imagine your son's name was Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2:2. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make a plan on tablets that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So what is God saying? If you make a rule in your life, if you have a vision and a purpose, and you write it down, and you make a plan, and you stick it on your wall, and every day you get up in the morning, you see what your vision is, you are not going to be confused. That day you are going to work whatever little bit it takes towards working towards that vision, you're going to work towards it, because you are not going to be distracted by what Auntie Sunny is doing in that corner. You see what I'm saying? The vision is made plain, so that the person who reads that vision and buys into that vision will run with you in that vision. Because a vision from God is greater than anything you can do. Alright? Otherwise it's not from God. If you can do it, then it's not from God. God will give you the ability to do it, but He will give you the team to help you to achieve it as well. See what I'm saying? So if you don't have a vision, what are you working towards? What are you working towards? My 35 years spent drugging was being blown about by every wind. Usually the wind of mammon. The wind of more money. I can earn more money there, then let me move there. I've made too much, I'm on camera, eh? I must swear. Too much Scheisenhausen in this city. Let me go to Cape Town. You know? After a while we ran out of cities. You know what I'm saying? Because you've got no vision, no purpose. You're just blowing around thinking, oh well, maybe a redhead, maybe a blonde, maybe this club will have the answer, maybe this job will satisfy me, maybe if I buy this house, I'll be respected, whatever the case might be. And you just get blown all over the place. And after 35 years of drugging, I learned that like this. Nobody loves me, not even myself. Because I've lied, cheated, manipulated, stolen everybody out of my life. Nobody wants to know me anymore. No vision, no purpose. Suggestibility. I'm just going wherever it seems a bit better, the grass is greener there, whatever. Chasing rainbows. And at the age of 49 you wake up and go, whoa, if I had to die today, no one would even know my name. When I off myself, I better have my ID in my pocket so that people can see who they're burying. It's not an unknown grave. Unlikely place to be. No vision, no purpose, no boundaries. But the devil tuned me. You're free, man. You don't have to abide by the norms of society, by anybody's norms. You lay your own boundaries. You do whatever you want. You're free. It's a lie. There's no freedom in that. No freedom whatsoever. Because I know that there's a judgment day coming. I'm walking in fear, man. I can't face myself. I have to use 24/7. Because if I look in the mirror and see who I really am, I can't deal with that. It's a lie. After 49 years, I had to look in the mirror and deal with that. Thank the Lord that I did, so that I could lay some boundaries in my life and find peace in my life for the first time. It's up to you. It's up to you. I ran away angry from God for many years. Angry with God for many years. Blaming God for my dysfunction. And God was just saying, come to me, man. I'll give you a purpose. I'll love you. The world is full of things that will pull you away. Suggestibility. Suggest that this is better, this is better. This will work for you, this will work for you. None of it satisfies. If you don't have a vision and a purpose, you don't know what God created you for. You're just existing. You're just existing and fooling yourself that you're okay. There's someone who's telling me that the leader of Lincoln Park, 41, offed himself now over the weekend. God's got everything in the world that the world can offer him. Just existing. There's no fulfillment there. Sad, eh? Very sad. Alright, Psalm 119 verse 9 says this. Are you guys getting something here?
Yes,
The person that thinks that they're just going to cruise through life and they'll find happiness is a form of insanity. It's not going to happen. Because if you don't even know who you are and what makes you happy, how's happiness going to find you? Isn't that? You're going to draw boundaries to get happiness. Isn't it? If I've got no boundaries in my life and I allow people to encroach over those boundaries, that's not going to make me happy, is it? Because people can't see what's going on in your head. I was insane for many years. Probably still am a little skewed. Many years. I wouldn't tell people how I felt because I couldn't talk to people because I had such an inferiority complex that I didn't think I had any conversation. And I just expected them to know my heart. How can they know my heart? They're not mind readers. If I don't communicate where my boundaries are to other people and not care what they think of me, then I've got a problem because my fear of other people's opinions of me are going to stop me from laying boundaries and tell them, listen, this is my boundary here. If you come and have a braai at my house, you do not bring alcohol into my premises. I do not drink. If they don't know that they're going to bring alcohol onto your premises, what are you going to do? You're going to embarrass them by telling them, please don't bring alcohol here, when they've already brought it. Or you're going to be suggestible to having a little tipple-key with them to please them. So the example, isn't it? But if you do not communicate your boundaries, what are you scared of? If the guy doesn't want to come and braai without alcohol, when you don't want alcohol in your house, he's not your friend. He's not there because he enjoys your company. Is it? So do you want a false friend in your house? Are you that insecure? So lay a boundary. What are you scared of? Isn't it? You lay your boundaries in your life. It's as simple as that. Psalm 119 verse 9. How can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to your word. By laying his boundaries according to what is written in this book. Because God knows a bit better than us. If God created us He knows what's good for us and what's bad for us. But we have become so proud and arrogant that we think we know better than God. The thing that God created knows better than the thing that created. That is exactly what Satan did. He was created and he thought he knew better than his creator. And where's he now? His whole personality has changed from a beautiful thing to the most grotesque thing there is. Through his own cleverness, his own intelligence, through his own I know better. That's a hefty thing. It's a hefty thing, isn't it? With my whole heart I've sought you. Oh, let me not wander from your commandments. Your word I have hidden in my heart, that I may not sin against you. What has he done? He's drawn a boundary and he said, listen, God knows better than me. I've drawn this boundary. I'm going to study this word and I'm going to meditate on it and I'm going to keep it in my heart so that I've always got it with me, that I don't step out of it. Because if I step out of it, I'm in trouble. He's drawn a boundary in his spiritual life. See what I'm saying? He's made a choice. He's made a choice. I don't care how I feel. I don't care what my emotions are. I don't care what storm comes against me here today. I'm going to spend whatever he's decided in his heart, 30 minutes a day, reading your word, whether it means something to me or it makes no sense. I know it's going into my spirit and it's being sown there, and I will do this every day. I'm drawing a boundary in my spiritual life. Half an hour, from 6 o'clock to 6:30. Guys, don't come bother me. I'm in the Word of God. I'll draw a boundary here and I'll let you know. And then people won't come bother you. Between 6 and 6:30, you'll have quiet. You've drawn a boundary. Up to you. God's not going to force you to do anything. He's going to tell you what to do. If you want to be obedient or disobedient, it's up to you. Because you're going to draw a fruit out of your disobedience or out of your obedience, whether it's good or evil. But the choice is yours. He's not going to force you. You draw a boundary. So he's gone and drawn a boundary and said, listen, I do believe that you are a good God. I do believe that your word is eternal. I do believe that you abide by your own word. That's why you're holy. I want to be like you. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to be obedient to you, whether I understand it or not, and no matter what is going on around me. I'm going to draw a boundary. It's as simple as that. Blessed are you, Lord. Teach me your statutes, your laws. With my lips I have declared all the judgments of your mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of your testimonies as much as in all riches. I will meditate on your precepts. I will contemplate your ways. I will delight myself in your laws. I will not forget your word. Deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word. Open my eyes that I can see wondrous things from your law. I am a stranger in the earth. Don't hide your commandments from me. You see what I'm saying? He has meditated, he's drawn a boundary, and he has said, I'm going to study your word. Lord, please open it to me. Open my spiritual eyes. Open my ears that I can understand what you are trying to say to me. Give me the strength to continue and to do what you say. See where his priority lies. Seek first the kingdom. All other things will be added unto you. His priority. This is more riches to David. All the riches that he had on earth. Why do you think God said, David is after my own heart? He's seeking my heart. Up to you. If you spend an hour a day in the Word, in 5 years' time you'll be a professor, or whatever title man wants to give you. But you'll know this Word. And when Satan comes along and tries to bend it, you will know immediately he's trying to bend it, because you know it. If you don't know it, you're open to suggestibility immediately. Did God say? Did God really say? If you don't know it, you won't know. So you'll sow the seed of doubt, and off you'll go. See what I'm saying? Boundaries. So you've got to make up your mind, yeah, today. Today is the day of salvation. Today I set before you death and life. Choose life, why would you? Your choice. Because it's no good saying you believe this word, that you're a Christian, and you get the goosebumps, but I see no fruit in your life. What good are you then? Are you Jesus' hands and feet? No. You're making no difference in what good are you? You know that even an earthworm has a purpose. Everything in creation has a purpose. It's been created with a purpose. Why do you think you don't? You don't have one. You're the crown of creation. You're the crown of creation. John 14. Guys, it's very quiet this morning. Hey, are you guys alive?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Is the lesson that heavy? John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments, and I'll pray with the Father, and He'll give you another helper, that He may abide with you forever, the Spirit of truth. 27 says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives it, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Who here wants peace? Yes, I'm tired of walking around with all these fears, man. Fears of what people's opinions of me, fears of what people are going to think of what I do, fear that God is going to judge me. Eh? It's blind walking around with fears all the time. I fear I'm not good enough, that I'm never going to be good enough. Fear that I'm never going to make a success of my life. Fear that I'm never going to get a wife. Fear that I'm never going to be happy. Fear, 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 fear. Wherever you look, it's just fear. Isn't it? Where does fear come from? It says in love, there is no fear. And God is love. So it's not from God. It's from trying to do stuff on my own. From trying to do stuff that I think is right. But knowing deep down that it's not right. I just want to walk in peace, man. And I can only do that if I'm serving God to the best of my ability. Not perfectly, I'm not perfect. Isn't it? If I'm abiding by these rules that have been laid on my heart, then surely I can walk in peace and know that God is not going to judge me. Now I have no fear of death in the grave anymore. I have no fear that I'm not going to succeed because I found what my purpose in life is and what God has created me to do. I don't need to compare myself to anybody anymore. So if you don't like me, shame. Because I'm not going to please everybody. But it's okay. I'm okay before God. I'm acceptable to God. I'll get on with you. I'll still love you. I'll still treat you the same as I'll treat everybody else. Because your opinion of me doesn't really matter. In eternity, it doesn't really matter. If you don't like me, you've actually got a problem in your heart. I will pray for you. Not to like me, but to get rid of the problem in your heart. You see what I'm saying? It's a whole different... You can't steal my peace. Because the peace that God gives you is the peace that guards your heart and your mind from lies. From the fiery darts of the devil. And if I've got peace, I can make good boundaries. It's when I'm fearful and what they're going to think about me. I better compromise. So that Louis likes me. You know? Because I'm a people pleaser. I'm not going to find peace like that, am I? Louis might like me after I've compromised. But I'm not going to like me. Which is more important? Because if I can't like me, then I can't like Louis. Because if I'm pleasing Louis by compromising, I'm not going to keep Louis as a friend because I'm in fear of what his opinion is of me. I'm going to start avoiding him. But as long as he likes me. It's insanity. It's insanity. Fear will make you... It will make you do things that are not good for you. So we've just got to start getting some backbone, guys. And say, listen, I've laid my boundaries, I love God. If you love Allah, great. I'll pray for you. But I found peace that surpasses all understanding. And I can't buy it with money, and I can't buy it with friendships, and I can't buy it with anything in this world. I'm going to hold on to it because it's precious. It's precious beyond. It's a gift from the Creator Himself. A gift that Allah can't give you. That's more important to me than getting Henry's friendship by compromise through suggestibility. You see what I'm saying? It's a precious thing. John 14:27 says, we read that one. John 10, verse 7 to 10. You see, one of the biggest lies that Satan tells you is this. That if you're a Christian, you have to be a format. You must be humble. And people must just walk all over you and wipe their feet off on you. That is not true. Jesus was not like that. He tuned the Pharisees, listen, you brood of vipers. You're a bunch of snakes. Because you're trying to conquer and bend the word of God to try and kill me in personality, or bring me down or make a fool of me. Isn't it? Now what does the worldly love say? Sean comes and he vomits all over me. Just be the humble one. They say that's humility. That's not humility. That's cowardice. Unless I'm walking away in love until he calms down, but then I'm going to come and tune him in love. Listen, man, what you said, way out of line. And I'm going to make peace with it. That's a whole different story. But the worldly love says, be humble, man. Just take it. Let him vomit on you. No. Why? I'm going to walk around with animosity, and his anger can just brew and get more and more against me because I'm a coward. And now he can come pick on me all the time whenever he feels like it. No, I'm not going to take that. I'm going to tune him in love. Listen, you're out of line, and that hurt. What you said really hurt me. And then he's going to like, whoa, sorry man, and we make peace. If he doesn't want to, that's his problem. Then I want to pray for my enemy. Isn't it? It's a hard one. Pray for your enemies. Eh? But you see what I'm saying? The difference, how Satan will just bend it a little bit. And once it's skewed, it's skewed. It doesn't have the same result. If my compass, I'm going to Australia, and my compass is 1 degree out, I miss Australia completely. You see, you'll just bend that truth a little bit. John 10:7. Then Jesus said to them, most assuredly I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. All who ever come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved, and will go in and out and find pasture. The thief does not come except to steal, kill, destroy. I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. How can you have life abundantly if you're walking around in fear? If you've got no boundaries, you've got no set goals, you've got no vision, you've got no purpose in your life, how can you be living in abundance? You're living in fear. And fear will drive you to do stuff. And when you have done a whole lot of stuff, you'll go and use to forget. Just to escape for a little while. You can't live like that, man. You can't live like that. You've got to draw boundaries in your life and say, guys, those are my boundaries. If you come over my boundaries, you are not going to be a friend of mine. And then you will gather like-minded friends. And you will live in your peace, your joy, your happiness, and have friends who respect you. No other way are you going to achieve that. The world will tell you you're going to gain respect by climbing a corporate ladder, kicking everybody down in your way, get to the top, and then make sure you've got some hobnail boots on to keep everybody away from your position. That's fear. The Bible teaches you, do what your purpose is, raise people up into your position so I can keep raising you up. I will lift you up in due time. I'm the lifter of your head. Total opposite, isn't it? Mm-hmm. This one with the hobnail boots brings no friends. It's lonely at the top. You heard that? Mm-hmm. But it's lonely at the top, in that position. But if I get raised up through the system at Jericho, for instance, and I raise people up and I teach people how to pray, lay on hands, get spiritual gifts, start getting gifts of healings. God raises me up as I pull people up with me because that's what He wants, isn't it? And God places people in those positions. No man does. No man places you in the office of the fivefold ministry. That's God's work. I am just privileged to be able to stand here today. Because in the world, I couldn't even speak to people one-on-one, let alone stand in front of them, man. It's only God in me that has me standing here, and I know it, and I cannot get proud. And I cannot take any glory. Because I know for a fact that just like that, it can be taken away from me. It's not me. Only God raises you to that position. And I think He does it purposely. From a guy who couldn't even speak to people one-on-one, had nothing to say to anybody, with such low self-esteem, to put him in the exact opposite so that he knows who is doing the job. And can never, ever doubt. I think I've told you the story once before. I was very proud of the sermon that I'd gotten because I'd laid the night before in bed and I said to God, what do you want me to say tomorrow? Yes, and He just started going it. Scripture after scripture. And I don't remember scriptures. So I had the sermon, I was so excited because it touched me. And I thought, yes, like, I'm good at this. And I got up, and as I opened my mouth, I went dumb like a donkey. I couldn't even think what I was there for. It was like, it's just like a total blank flashback. And God said, yes, it's not you. And then he came back. And whew, man, oh man. Because I thought to myself, what the hell am I doing here? What were all these people? So yeah, I know it's from God, and I know that God places you in those positions so you can't get trouble. Not man. It's a total different kingdom to this kingdom. Exact opposite. Last scripture, Matthew 24, verse 6. It says that you will hear wars, rumors of wars. See that you don't get trouble. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines, pestilences, earthquakes in various places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Then they'll deliver you up to tribulation and will kill you. You will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will be offended. They'll betray one another, they'll hate one another. Many false prophets will rise up and deceive many, and because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. But he who endures to the end shall be saved. Does it sound familiar? Sounds familiar, huh? If you don't have boundaries in your life, your love will grow cold. Your love will grow cold. Because you see, there's no love in the world. There's very little love in the world. And why do you think God brought you here? Because he wants to place you in his kingdom, right? Because if we here don't go out there and start loving, what will the next generation look like? If there's so little love in the world now, it's all fear. What is happening? Eskom is stealing billions. What's going to happen? They want to raise the electricity by 20% next year. Zoom is in trouble. Guptas are running the country. Fear, 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 fear. Everybody's living behind high walls, right? Out of fear. Nobody wants to walk down the road on their cell phone because fear. You see what I'm saying? Where are they learning love? Where are they seeing what it should be like? If we here are not fearless. If we are not fearless to go and speak out there, and people will condemn us and talk against us and say, oh, you're a bunch of namby-pambies, or whatever the case might be. It does not matter if you've drawn your boundary, you know what your peace is, you know who your God is, you know what your purpose is. You can stand firm in that, and your love won't grow cold. He who endures to the end will receive a reward. It's tough. But you need to have a backbone and draw boundaries right here, right now. Lord, I thank you for being here this morning. I thank you for giving me your word. Lord, there's no time for playing anymore. This world is getting dark, and the time is coming when no one will listen anymore. I pray that you just ignite hearts here with fire. Light a fire in their bones, a hunger for you. And I pray you bless each and every single person. In Jesus' name. Amen.